Okay, so we'll go straight to today's class, and I'm excited to let you know today's topic. I pick my topics from popular questions. You will notice that I've tried to be real, even though I've prepared some of the things I wanted to share before. But when I read the number of questions around a particular topic, then I know that is what people want to hear. And so there's no need talking about things that people already know or people are not too interested in. The burning topic is what we have shared. Can we all see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll be looking at value additions again because too many questions came around value additions. So I'll use about a few minutes to talk about value addition. I'll go into packaging and branding. We'll quickly touch certifications that you required document for export, benefit of exporting, and then we'll take question and answer. Everything I'm treating today, they all add up to export. So the topic export, we had more than 60% of the participants asking various questions on export. So please try not to write on the slide so that does not disfigure the slide. We're still going to need the slide later. Okay, so value addition. There are three pathways to cassava marketing. You can either market cassava fresh, that is, you just plant it and market it fresh. You can market your cassava fresh, which means I harvest. You can sell to Sultry, you can sell to Magna, you can sell to Green Tech, you can sell to Crest Agro, you can sell to NSM, you can sell to different companies fresh. You can add value by chipping it and selling it as dry chips. Dry chips can be sold to flour factories and ethanol factories. And when there's scarcity, we also use it for starch. But popular for flour and ethanol. So if your cassava farm is like 200 kilometers away from the factory you want to sell to, it's better you chip it and sell. Because that just cutting it and drying it in the dry season and selling it as chips give you more value, more money, and it reduces the cost of transportation because you are only transporting dry matter. Unlike when you are transporting fresh food, you are transporting 70% of water. But when you are transporting chips, you are basically transporting maybe less than 5% of water, depending on how dry you have processed it. But then it's also value addition, and so you get the premium for it. Now, you can also now use the cassava, add value to the cassava, and make value-added product like sorbitol, glucose, starch, ethanol, methanol, and the rest of them. So here, when you add value to it, then you are selling it as a value addition. So you could be just a fresh a tuber seller, cassava chip seller, or cake. There are also intermediaries that we take that you chip the cassava, you mill it, you peel the cassava, you wash it, you mill it, you dewater it, it forms something like cake. That's about 40% of water. We Sultry take that as well, and I'm sure some other companies also take that as well. That's also value addition. The price is also far better, and you also make some margin on it, but that will involve some equipment. So if you don't have equipment, what is easy for you to do is either sell fresh or chip it and sell. And then if you have money, you add bigger value to it, convert it to starch, convert it to ethanol, convert it to methanol, convert it to whatever, flour or whatever it is, and then you are able to make your money. So there are different pathways to the market, and these are the pathways that I have mentioned. This is like a pictorial picture of what I have discussed. You could sell it as starch, you can sell it as cassava flour, you can sell it as cassava crispy chips, you can sell it as akara chips. Okay, so for cassava crispy chips, is chip the cassava, fry it. Akara chips, this is cassava flour mixed with beans. So it's a very simple value addition that you have in the market now. So you'll be seeing these akara chips, you don't know that cassava is there. It's cassava and flour that is there. Then you have cassava noodles. I hope we all know that cassava is now being used for noodles. We have gari. Oh, gari has become very popular. Everybody is doing gari now for local supermarket sales. Then you have fufu. Then you have pasta. You can also use cassava for pasta. You can use it for fufu. You see, the value chain is so big that you can just pick a niche and get better at that niche and expand on it. There are so many other routes, so I've just picked a few, and then you can go and research the rest. Now, there are different investments. I thought to give us an idea, because some questions came up to, like how much must I have to be able to do flour or to be able to do gari? To do gari, you can do a gari factory for 2 million. You can do for 15 million. Now it depends on how big, how many bags of gari you want to produce in a day. That will determine the size of your machine. But trust me, there are very good gari factories in Nigeria. Very good equipment suppliers for gari equipment in Nigeria. Okay, so many factories in Nigeria are making, so many fabricators are making gari equipment. But if you want something really standard, neat, with ties, something that you can easily use to get NAFDAC number, you will need maybe about 50 million, because that includes your building and hygienic building with well-trained staff and all of that. With about 50 million, you can have something small and beautiful and that is worth recognition. Cassava flour with about 100 million, you can have a small cassava flour factory with about 100 million, and that will include your small laboratory, some few equipment, very neat factory, maybe that can produce about maybe about 2 to 3 tons of, between 2 to 5 tons a day, because you will need to use flash dryer for this. And then for starch, starch is more complex, so you can't make starch equipment locally. You have to import, and the minimum entry level with the dollar rates now would be about 500 million. So it depends on where you want to play. But honestly, no matter how little the money you have, you can have your own space to play in, whether you want to play the gari or in the fufu or in the star. Like I said, even gari with 1 million naira, you can start with you can peel manually and just have a chipping machine and have 2 fryers. You started a gari factory. And then you can build and continue to increase as it goes. So there is no, whatever amount of money you have, you can find a way to squeeze your head into the cassava value chain. And as you grow, you can now be growing big. So you can dream big, but start from where you are and where your capital is.